What up, guys? Your boy Quake back with a brand new episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast number 405. First off, I want to say I apologize for not having the regularly scheduled podcast programming. I ended up having a bunch of stuff to do that just life and then regular work stuff. I can't really speak. That's the thing. I can't speak on things behind the scenes because there's so much happening. The DJ Who Kid is an example. That's a huge example of what's going on behind the scenes. Yeah, that interview came out, so I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I believe we're on part 7 or part 8. It's about almost a 2-hour-long interview, so the people on Patreon and the people who have YouTube memberships, they get to watch it full, uncut. But what I mean by uncut is, uncensored. That's really about it. I should not say uncut. I should just say uncensored because people think I'm probably cutting out portions of interviews when I'm not. That's just naturally the interview. I think in the Who Kid, I cut out one little section, and it's because he was calling out someone specifically, and this person is somebody that he was doing business with, and I was like, that's not really in his best interest to, say what he said. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna cut that portion out. It wasn't anything special. It's somebody that nobody knows, the billionaire he was talking about, and not a specific, like a famous one, like Elon Musk. He was talking about some Dubai billionaire. But yeah, that's the only portion I cut out. Everything else is straight up raw. And I actually told Who Kid I cut that out. And he's like, oh, who gives a shit? You could have put it in. But it was nothing. It was like a 20, 30-second part. And I was just like, this is not really the, needed in the interview, right? Other than that, uncensored, uncut, other than the parts that of us, getting ready, putting mics on and stuff, which nobody ever wants to see. It's just extra footage that is not needed. Nothing happens in those. So yeah, the feedback's been amazing. We've actually had, Complex released their hip hop media list, whatever, and we've been left off it as usual. But this interview is making its waves. I mean, every outlet's covering it, from Billboard to Complex to Hot New Hip Hop to whatever platform that's out there has covered this DJ Who Kid interview relating to Drake and Kendrick Lamar and Lucian Call and all this other stuff. So we are making headlines all over. And we're going to continue making headlines as time goes on. So let's just jump into that, man. The Complex Hip Hop Media List. Let's actually go. I'm just going to go over briefly. The only issue I have with this list is that they featured. So you got Rob Markman, 35, Dontai, number 34, Alphonse Pierre, which I have no idea who the fuck this guy is. I ain't going to lie, man. Some of these names, I have no idea. Elliot Wilson, who, pretty much got on there because, because this goes off of what happened the past year. That's where you're ranking. So the past year, what have you done, basically? I've done a lot of crazy things. I mean, just literally in February, I generated about 100 million views in a month without even trying. So that numbers don't matter, apparently, to these guys. It's just about, I don't know, I guess, getting interesting numbers or some, I don't know, man. I don't know, getting interesting takes on stuff. I don't know. So you got DJ Hedge, views. So I'm not going to go over every single list, but it just goes down and down. Got the Art of Dialogue. Shout out to him at number 27. He should have been ranked higher because he actually makes, head waves. He actually does great numbers. So he should have been higher on that. I don't know why the fuck Jim Jones is on here. Let's rap about a podcast and artist to artist, I guess. Nori Drink Champs, Shannon Sharp, which sure, I guess. Trap Lord Ross, yeah, he deserves on there. I mean, Trap Lord Ross is doing his thing per usual. But it's supposed to be like about the last year. Like, what have you done in the past year? And a lot of these people, I don't know. I mean, I haven't even done that crazy things in the past year. But some of these people, it's interesting. Nardwar, I haven't seen an interview from him in ages, bro. I think the top 35 is just too much. It should be like a top 20 list. Yeah, just going down the list, I don't really have an issue with any of these rankings. Whatever. The only issue I had, and this has nothing to do with the person that's featured, all due respect to this person, but this just made no sense. So at number 8 is literally a Twitter profile. That's it. And their reasoning was known for being the quickest to deliver breaking hip-hop news on X. And it's Karuch. I don't know how to pronounce this platform's name, Carucho, I don't know. It's not a shot at this platform at all. I have no issue with this platform being on here. I just have an issue with the ranking. Number 8 is insane, considering it's just a Twitter profile. That's it. If this platform's Twitter profile gets deleted for some reason, X just decides, hey, it's copywriting too much content because they don't make any original content. Nothing is original. Nothing. Like they'll make images that are original because they make, like how we do or whatever, but nothing that they do is original. They're not in front of the camera like this. They're not making documentaries. They're not making news where they commentate and talk about. Nothing is original. All they're doing is posting whatever's happening. That's it. And that's a huge problem to be ranked above like Ebro, because these are the people that this Twitter profile is ranked. Playboy Max, all these people on the radar. Kai Sanad, Big Bank, Fazier Tharpe, Cameron, all these individuals to be ranked. Gillian Wallow, like these are people that are actually content creators that are in front of the camera. So I have no issue with any of these people's rankings. Rory Amal, number 7. You got Anthony Fantano, number 6. Charlamagne the God, number 5. Fat Joe and Jadakiss, number 4, which is, I think, kind of high because since they're fairly new. DJ Vlad, number 3. Joe Budden, number 2. And then DJ Academics, number 1. I got no issues with Academics being number 1, Joe Budden, number 2, Vlad, number 3. I think Vlad should be above Joe Budden, but that's a give and take here and there. I think Vlad has more moments. Regardless, I have no issue with anybody else's ranking. The only issue I have is this Twitter profile being at number 8. It's utterly insane because you go to this Twitter profile, it's got 408,000 followers, which is great. It's hard to build up a profile with 408,000 followers. Really hard to do it. But you go through the profile and it's nothing that's like unique, nothing. They're just repurposing content. That's it. So we are encouraging platforms. Complex is encouraging and highlighting platforms that just get to news quick. That's it. Not even accuracy, not even anything. Just post quick, and you can potentially be recognized by Complex. That's a slap in the face to so many hip-hop content creators. Not just to me, but me, What's the Dirt, Blackie Speaks, what's his name? Hello Yassine. It's Aaron Speaking. I don't know. There's a bunch. I'm just coming off the top of my head here that weren't featured on the list. That's a slap in the face to all of us. Like, just speaking for myself, yeah, I might not have a crazy moment or like a crazy, but man, I went on IG and responded to Rick Ross disrespecting my documentary last year and got 1 million views just talking there with me like this speaking. 1 million views and nothing. I don't get no recognition for that. Like another thing, I talked about the Tony Yayo and Jim Jones thing. 500,000 views there. I talked about, I forget, there was another topic. I think I responded to Ish from Joe Budden or something. 500,000 views there. Did the Young Buck interview, which generated, I think on some platforms, 500,000 views to 1 million views. So are we just ranking like just because, hey, fuck it, this is how we're going off of a Twitter profile? Or are we ranking because of views and impact and all that stuff? Because to a certain extent, if this list came out earlier, like I was documentary-wise, there's nobody that was even close to me. I was getting numbers from 2017 to probably, 2021. I was damn near the top documentary maker that there was. Traplo Ross matched me, and then eventually he got way bigger at certain points with the King Von stuff and all that. But I was dominating. I mean, there's nobody. So at that point, I should have been in the top 10 easily. Right now, I haven't been doing much documentaries, but I'm working on stuff behind the scenes and transforming Diverse Mentality into a company and not just, one personality, one person. And you guys will see. You will see that if I'm not featured next year on the list, then clearly it's like politics. It's like knowing people and shit like that. That's all it is. What's his name? Say Cheese. Like, he wasn't featured at all. Sean Cotton, shout out to him. He wasn't featured at all. And he's done interviews that have done crazy views. But he's not featured at all. Nothing. Not even at number 35. It's crazy, man. So a lot of this stuff is politics because of fucking Twitter profile. And it's not even this Karuko, whatever the name is. It could be any Twitter profile. If it would have ranked at number 8 in the top 10, I would have been mad at that. It doesn't matter about the outlet itself. I have nothing against the outlet itself. It's hard to build up a Twitter profile with 400,000 followers. It's hard to do that regardless. I got my X profile at 270,000, Facebook over 100,000, YouTube at 700,000. So building up profiles is hard. So it's not a knock at that specific platform. Never that. is just how do you justify a Twitter profile outdoing actual content creators? That's insane to me. When it's way harder to get in front of the camera and make documentaries and talk about stories and all this other stuff than it is to just repurpose content. Yeah, they're quick at it. Congratulations, round of applause. But that shouldn't qualify you to be in the top 10 because you're quick at reposting other content. The fuck? Like, it's way harder to make original content and make it engaging. You know, most of my 70 million views that came on Facebook was us literally just reporting on news because it's easy to generate views like that. Very easy. You just got to make the titles really good, you know, and just be consistent. That's it. So, yeah, I mean, they did an interview with them and was like, you know, what do you think about rap right now? Blah, blah, blah. What do you hate about rap? And they said they have a staff of 3 people or something like that. So, yeah, that's the only like spot I had an issue with. Everything else, man, at the end of the day, hey, man, if you feel like you should be higher, if you're not on the list, it is what it is. Complex is just, there is some politics involved in it for whatever reason. It's clear as day because some people are ranked way higher and some people are ranked way lower, and some of the justification just doesn't really make sense. I think it should be ranked on a few factors. One should be your following. Like, you should have some type of fan base. You know, like if you're, let's just see, like I think on here I saw like somebody with like fucking 20,000 followers be on here. So no disrespect to this guy, Alphonse Pierre. I don't know what he's done. He's probably done a lot of cool things, but he's got 18,000 followers on X, and that's it. That's his only platform. It's like some of this stuff, I'm just like, there needs to be some type of like numbers that you generate. It can't just solely be off of like what Complex fucks with, right? There needs to be some type of metric. I'm not saying that numbers is the only thing, and no disrespect to that guy. I don't even know what he does, but, you know, God bless him and all whatever he's doing. But it's like there needs to be some type of number, some type of, you know, metrics or some type of impact. Like right now in my DJ Who Kid interview, dude, for 2 days on X, that's all that was talked about. Is DJ Who Kid saying Lucian called him? Is DJ Who Kid saying that Kendrick had a moment? Like everything. They're not going to, next year, is Complex going to factor that in? Probably not. They're not going to give a fuck. And it is what it is. It's who you know and all this other shit. But that's the list. I'm just mad at that, like a Twitter profile being on number 8 is just insane to me. There's no justification for it. Everybody on this list should be an original content creator. Nobody on this list should be reposting, repurposing content. It is, like I said, and I'll repeat this millions of times, I'm speaking for every content creator when I say this. It is a million times harder to create your own content and go viral with it than it is just reposting and reposting and reposting and adding nothing but just reposts. But yeah, that's it. That's my only issue with it. Everybody else, amen. Congrats to all you guys that got on the list. Personally, when I saw it, I was like, cool. I mean, to me, it doesn't make any difference whether I'm on the list or not. Like, I'm not even vouching just for me. Like, if they didn't feature that Twitter profile on there, you know, whoever made on the list, respect to them, man. To me, it doesn't matter whether I'm on the list or not. As long as I'm happy with what I'm doing. I got a bunch of stuff happening behind the scenes where I'm gonna be moving. I can't fucking say, man. I'm so excited. But yeah, there's just so much shit that is like, I don't care. To me, I'm happy. I'm in a happy place. That stuff doesn't dictate whether I'm dope or not. You know, for me, I've always been. I think I'm one of the illest, like dopest content creators when it comes to the hip hop media world. Period. And I've shifted things when it comes to documentaries. I'm the first one to do it, long format, and there's proof. You can literally do your Googles, go on YouTube, look. You find something before May 2017 of somebody doing nearly an hour-long documentary and then consistently doing them after, then they get the credit for it. But me, I was the one doing that, man. Nobody was doing that shit at the time, and that's where I found my niche at the time. But now I'm moved on. I'm still doing documentaries. I'm not saying I'm moved on, but it's a lot less now because I'm focused on growing Diverse Mentality as a company. But that's my take on it. Check out the DJ Who Kid interview, by the way. So I think there's a lot of cool stuff in there you guys will like. Let's get into the news. Actually, first, I want to say I'm not going to rank Michael Jackson's album right now because this episode's coming out Monday, and then Friday we're going to have another new episode. So in that time in between, there's probably not a lot of stuff that's going to happen. Maybe the ICEMAN stuff. There's going to be maybe stuff happening. If a lot happens in between then I will move the rankings back again. But if nothing really happens, then I'll do the Michael Jackson ranking, because these episodes need to be kind of like balanced out. Like one episode can't be 3 hours long, one episode 1 hour long. Like it needs to be at least an hour and 30 minutes to max 2 hours each separately. But yeah, let's go into the news. And Pooh Shiesty has pleaded not guilty in the Gucci Mane kidnapping case, which is no surprise. Following his release from prison, Pooh Shiesty sadly did not spend much time before he found himself in more trouble. He, his father, Big 30, and others are accused of robbing and kidnapping Gucci Mane over the record contract together, and the court just got a massive update in his case. According to Bryson Boom Paul, shout out to him, Shiesty pleaded not guilty today to all counts against him in the kidnapping and extortion case. The federal arraignment on 5 counts also came with an update about potential trial dates. We are awaiting a scheduling order from the court, Pooh's new lawyer, Kent Scaffer, reportedly stated via email. Although we have not seen all of the evidence in the case, it is apparent that it is a highly defensible case, and we're hoping to have Shiesty back in the recording studio very soon. Scaffer joined the team after the departure of Bradford Cohen and Sam Zongish. Now the legal team has significant next steps to take, not just with scheduling, but also with complying evidence, preparing their arguments, and addressing new developments and accusations from prosecutors. Yeah, so then also Big 30 and Pooh Shiesty's father pleaded not guilty as well. So we'll keep you guys updated on that. Updates on YNW Melly, and he's been denied bond again ahead of the 2027 retrial. So with YNW Melly set to endure a retrial starting on January 6, 2027, the artist was looking for a pre-trial release. He put it in a request for a bond, with Judge Martin S. Fiend deferring his decision back on April 30th. It makes sense that Melly would apply for bond given the fact that he's been locked up since 2019. According to Bryson Boom Paul, Melly was denied bond yet again. On May 6th, Judge Martin S. Fiend filed his decision with the courts. It was a 39-page filing, which included Fiend's opinions on the case and the evidence the prosecution had presented thus far. So the state's evidence is arguably sufficient to convict. It is not contradicted in a material respect such that there is a substantial question of the fact as to the guilt or inconvenience or innocence of the defendant. This is an unfortunate legal development for Melly. Of course it is. But we'll see, man. January 2027, we'll see. He's been locked up for, January 2027 would make it, 7 years he's been locked up? Damn near 8 years? That's crazy. But yeah, that's the update on that. And update on Foolio. All 4 suspects in the murder trial are found guilty. All of them. Following a month of trial and almost 2 years after the death of Foolio, a jury finally reached a verdict concerning the 4 murder suspects. Yesterday, Friday, May 8th, a Tampa jury convicted Isaiah Chance, Sean Gathright, Rashad Murphy, and Davion Murphy of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. According to the Tampa Bay Times, the jury deliberated for 8 hours and also convicted Gathright and the Murphys of attempted second-degree murder. This is because they allegedly wounded other individuals during the shooting that took the Jacksonville rapper's life. The jury also reportedly agreed with prosecutors' accusations about Chance and the Murphys were in a gang, which contextualized the shooting's relation to gang activity. You know what's funny is one of them was crying in court. Sean Gathright is seen crying after he and 3 other suspects were found guilty. Dummy. That's what you got to say, basically. Dummy. I'm glad, man. Got rid of them. Get the fuck out of here. You guys are fucking idiots, like morons, dummies. Cry all you want. This is the reality of the situation. You're out here going, killing people, taking people's lives. For what? Because you're in a fucking gang like a dummy. So, yeah. I'm going to forever be saying that. Dummy. So, fuck them. Get them locked up. This whole situation's stupid. And, cry all you want. You're out of here. You're out of here. So that's the update on that. 50 Cent has responded to the ex-employee's lawsuit. 50 has all the smoke for the former employee who wants to take him to court. If you recall, a former unit executive named Monique Mayers filed a lawsuit against the Give It Your Die Trying rapper on claims of years of harassment. The suit details a campaign of intimidation and retaliation after she left her executive position with Fifth back in 2019. However, Fifth is now firing back at Mayers over the claims in a new settlement issued by his lawyer, Rena Jane, who claims that she has not been formally served with any pleadings, nor has have his representatives been contacted by opposing counsel regarding this matter. Jane's statement suggests that the lawsuit is nothing more than a stunt to garner media attention and damage Mr. Jackson's reputation. It also accused Mayers of being a disgruntled employee who is trying to use the guise of a legal proceeding to seek an unjustified payday well outside of the applicable statute of limitations. Furthermore, they accused Mayers of hiring the same counsel as Shaniqua Tompkins, who is suing 50 Cent in a separate lawsuit. This connection further underscores the retaliatory or opportunistic nature of this filing, this statement reads. Furthermore, Mr. Jackson takes any and all threats to himself, his current and former employees, and any witnesses incredibly seriously, it continues. Contrary to the false narratives being peddled in this complaint, when these alleged threats were brought to the light, Mr. Jackson's legal counsel actively encouraged Ms. Mayers to go to the authorities. Moreover, Mr. Jackson's counsel proactively reported these alleged threats to law enforcement as well as to ensure they were thoroughly investigated. We look forward to vigorously defending against these false claims in a court of law and anticipate a swift dismissal of this frivolous lawsuit. Frivolous. I love when these lawyers use these type of words. Yeah, man, statute of limitations is one thing. Like I said, man, this should have been handled like the Fat Joe one. The Fat Joe, where the employee said, "Hey, Fat Joe was it? No, it's Busta Rhymes. Sorry, Busta Rhymes. The Busta Rhymes one, where allegedly the employee said Busta Rhymes put hands on him because he was on his phone and he got mad that, hey, you're on your phone during working hours, you should be working." And it only took a couple of months before he filed the lawsuit. That's how long it should take, because you have a couple of months to kind of negotiate, or at least say, "Hey, look, I'm going to sue you. So either we can settle this or I'm going to sue you." So it takes a couple of months. You give it a little bit of time, breathing room before you do that. So I'm sure they went back and forth. Busta Rhymes like, "Sue me," and he did, and they settled it. They had to settle it because people say, like, some people when they settle lawsuits, oh, it's not an admission of guilt. 8 times out of 10 it usually is, because you don't want to deal with the legal proceedings, all that stuff. When you settle, it's just done. It's out the way. It's behind you. So with this situation, it's like 6 years later. What the fuck are we doing here? This is 2019 when you got fired. And if you felt you've been done wrong and there's threats and stuff, file a lawsuit then so the statute of limitations doesn't go. But yeah, sounds like a money grab, but we'll see. We'll keep updated on this if there's anything happening in the future. Speaking of 50, The Game randomly appeared in a New York club. And while there, of course, he mentions 50 Cent. So let's play this clip.
I can't guarantee you just doing stupid shit. I'm just a fucked up nigga. Hold on. Hold on. Let's go. Somebody tell Fifth I'm here. I'm here.
So, when Game does this, it's always, I like to see it because I would love to see 50 and Game make music again. That would be amazing. But I think 50's kind of over it. He's not even making music like he once was. And on top of that, this could be Game just trying to reach out or try to make the documentary 3 special like the first one. Because getting Dr. Dre, getting 50 involved would have made it another potential classic. But yeah, 50's kind of past all this stuff. I just wanted to cover it because it was funny. It was interesting. And Game, he always does this every now and then. And he talks shit about 50 and then he shows love, and he talks shit and he shows love. So it's too much in and out and stuff. And I'm surprised 50 hasn't responded to this. He probably just doesn't really care. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it briefly. Pretty cool. I wanted to talk about this briefly as well. And this is the French Montana and Rick Ross versus battle. One, that is my 9/11. That was the worst combination of 2 artists that I could have ever imagined could ever be possible. So that's the first. It's my 9/11. It was a tragic moment when it was announced for me. 2, this is going to surprise a lot of people. Shout out to French Montana for beating Rick Ross. I actually got a newfound respect for French Montana now. I will no longer be calling him Frenchie and roasting him for being one of the worst rappers that we've ever heard. And I actually like that Max B record, the one, Ever Since You Left Me. More cars, more clothes, more hoes. So, yeah, no more slander from me because, 1, he took out the most fraudulent rapper ever existing in a versus. And he's got a pretty decent record out there that I like. So shout out to French Montana, man. I'm glad he won the verses. I think Ross is heavily reliant on Drake. He is somebody that needed Drake for a lot of stuff, and his career really isn't much without Drake in terms of hits. Now, you can make arguments about albums being great and all this other stuff. I'm talking about hit records. All of his top 10 hits feature Drake And that's the funny part about all this. Literally, let me see actually, just to make 100% sure, because I know people are going to be like, no, Quake, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just 100% sure. I'm almost willing to bet that all of his top 10 hits have to do with Drake. I know his biggest charting song is the one with Drake. It's called the Lemon Pepper Freestyle, I think, or something like that. Tell him that it's human nature. Why can you mean it way? I'm living in it way. Why am I singing that song? Shout out to Michael Jackson, man. I've been bumping him all day, every day. But yeah, Lemon Pepper Freestyle. Number 3, Money in the Grave. Number 7, I'm on one. I'm the one. Number 10. So yeah, everything featuring Drake. Literally, his only top 10, 3 songs in the top 10 of the Billboard Hot 100 is featuring Drake. What is Billboard, man? Their website is like fucked with ads. It's insane. The website is dookie water. So yeah, Drake featuring Rick Ross, number 3. Drake featuring Rick Ross, number 7. And then DJ Khaled featuring Drake, Rick Ross, and Lil Wayne. I'm on one. I'm on one. Fuck it, I'm on. And that's it. The Boss featuring T-Pain is his highest charting song as a lead artist. Yeah, this guy, you know, he needed Drake, man. He needed Drake to get in the top 10. That's who we're comparing this guy to compared to other artists. So shout out to French Montana, man. Got his own hits as a lead artist. You know, so shout out to Frenchie, man. He out here killing it. So yeah, speaking of Rick Ross, this is interesting. So Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo decided to go at Rick Ross. Let's go over this. Uncle Murda posted on his Instagram, "Good morning. I just wanted to remind y'all that Ricky Rosetta," which is a funny ass name, aka Rich Forever, hating on Remy Ma and the Remy Ma Network for wanting to put out a movie about a correctional officer who was never in the streets that turned into a rapper who started rapping about being a gangsta but was really a fraud. And Ricky Rosetta set out a cease and desist because the truth hurts. I need to know what all my fellow hip-hop journalists and podcasters think about this because I don't hear nobody talking about it like that. I want to see the movie. The people want to see it. Laughing emojis. Now, shout out to Uncle Murda, but I talked about it. I got 1 million views roasting his correctional officer ass. And here's the thing, man, because people are going to throw this immediately into the conversation. What's wrong with somebody having a job? Like, why are we shitting on somebody having a job? That's not the point. Like, that is not the point. You're so far away from the point. It's hilarious. The point is this guy lied. This guy, even when he got called out for it. You see what I'm saying? Like, people would have respected this guy had he just straight up just said, hey, yeah, I had a 9-to-5 job. Yeah, that was before I became famous. I needed to do that job to provide for my family. Nobody had an issue with it. Literally, I would have been like, hey, man, he had a job before he was famous. Cool. Other people have had jobs too. No big deal. It's the fact that he took somebody's real name, the drug dealer's real name, got confronted with the correctional officer stuff, denied it, pretended like it wasn't him, it was Photoshop. And then it took like, I want to say a year later, finally, I think Big Boy was the first one to get it out of him to admit it. And he finally admitted it. And then he flipped the whole story into, oh, I was a dirty correctional officer. I was in there to do some stuff for some gangsters. Like, just be like, yo, whether I did some gangster shit or not, I would have just been like, yo, it was a job that I had before this. So what? Everybody has regular 9-to-5 jobs. What's the problem with that? What are you guys going to do? Sue me? Like, that's, if he would have owned up to it, that's the issue. It's not him having a job. Nobody's shitting on him for having a job. Oh, it's such a, why are you guys hating on somebody having a job? That's not the point. The point is this guy lies consistently. Lied about his career, lied about his name, lied about everything. That's the problem, guys. That's the issue. And if you can't look at that and be like, you know what, other people throw at me? Well, 50 took his name from a gangster. Here's the difference again. 50 admitted it. He never lied. He never said, yo, I never took this name from this guy. I came up with it on my own. No, go to Wanksta. When he's shooting the Wanksta music video, I think that was the first time he said, hey, I took this name from a Brooklyn stick-up kid. Like, he says it himself. And Ross never, the rapper, never admitted he got the name from the drug dealer. He says he came up with it on his own, which is ridiculous. Come on. You got the same look as the actual drug dealer. He just expected the drug dealer, Rick Ross, the real Rick Ross, to be locked up for life. That's what he expected, and that guy would never get out, and nobody would know. That's what he expected. But then when he got released, people found out, hey, you took this name from the actual drug dealer, the person who was actually doing what you're saying you're doing in your music. That's the issue. One guy, 50 Cent, admits it, and even 50 Cent's family, the Brooklyn 50 Cent, the one that died, his family approves of 50 taking the name. They approve of it. That's a huge difference. One has respect stamped on it. One has being honest stamped on it. That's a huge difference versus somebody who steals it, who pretends he's the one that created it, who doesn't get approval of the real guy who's alive and saying, hey, this is my fucking name, it's my identity. He took the whole beard, shaved head, all that. He took the fucking identity of the rapper, of the drug dealer. That's the difference, guys. I don't know how people get this confused. I don't know how people draw these moral lines. It just surprises me. I'm just like, how do you guys not understand this? I just don't get it. Continuing on, the Rick Ross decided to essentially clown Uncle Murda and Tony Yayo. And I love this because I'm glad that 50's not getting involved. This just further proves that Rick Ross is more of a Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda level than a 50 Cent level. 50 should have never entertained this guy from the beginning. But 50 should just never entertain him. If he calls him out again, I'm glad that 50's like steadily ignored the guy. But yeah, let's play this Rick Ross clip of him responding. And I ain't gonna lie, Rick Ross is a funny guy.
Hey, look, we ain't doing that. But look, just for the ones all the people that want to know the details on what my plane is, it's the G550 with the G600 interior. The color, the customization was an extra $500,000 for no reason. And what color it is, that's that Uncle Murda black right there. And not his shade of forehead that cheap Uncle Murda got. I don't know what's going on, but I said I need that. I need that Uncle Murda cheap.
The guy laughing in the background is making me laugh. He's like, he's having the time of his life. But yeah, I mean, that's funny. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, hey man, this is hilarious, blah 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 blah. But yeah, so that's what Rick Ross said. But let's talk about Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda's response. I'm gonna play their clips.
I just never understood how people even accepted a nigga like Ricky Rosetta, because I don't call a nigga Rick Ross, right? Ricky Rosetta, a CO corny nigga, fronting like he sold bricks and all this rap corny shit. I never understood how niggas really accepted this nigga. Like, how do we do this? How do real niggas accept Rick Ross? And Meek Mills and them niggas was about to Pooh Shiesty him first.
With that guy, that's when kind of street credibility was out the window. Street credibility was out the window when we was battling Rick Ross. It's all about the music. It ain't about street credibility. And like, don't get me wrong, Rick Ross and them niggas was mad that niggas exposed that he was a CO. And then, he said it's a bigger plot. Because he's a slick talking funny nigga. He's a funny nigga. He got jokes. He might have jokes on me. Yo, tight face, whatever. I don't know. Like, you gonna say some dumb shit in your pool, chest naked. Yo, I'm in my mansion. You gonna show the money, which is cool. Because money don't uncorny people. Some people with money is like shit with glitter on top of it. You just a piece of shit with glitter on top, nigga. We're definitely not watching the verses, but maybe you should. If you like these guys, shout the French. We'll watch it for you, maybe. But Ross, we ain't fucking with you.
That's funny. So shit with glitter on top is hilarious. Shout out to Tony Yayo for that response. But yeah, man, I roasted this guy, cooked him, got 1 million views without even trying. He tried to shit on my documentary and said I was telling lies about 50 and the Bitcoin and the album sales stuff. So I responded to him. He's never responded to me back because he knows I will completely obliterate him. I got facts, I got history, I got stories. I talked to the real Rick Ross before too. Like, this guy is a fraud, the biggest fraud that we've seen thus far. I'm the biggest, but no, you're the biggest fraud. And it is set in stone that you're a fraud. Because you're dropping an album called Set in Stone, which has one of the worst album covers ever. It's like the AI generated. It's horrible. And it is set in stone that you're the biggest fraud, period. I'm glad French beat you. Shout out to French. I actually fuck with him now because of that. And yeah, Ross, you're way out of your. Nobody rocks with you like that. I'm being honest. Like, he's doing these tours. Nobody really fucks with Rick Ross music like that. He hasn't had anything relevant in ages. I can't name a single song off that new album that's about to come out. Not one song. It's gonna flop. It's gonna do probably like 5,000 copies. Which, to be honest, I don't even care about sales anymore. When it comes to older artists, they've already had their, like, Ross has had his prime. He did his thing. He never went platinum, but still, he did his thing. And it is what it is. About sales, I could care less. But I just don't even know a single song off that album. Like, I think he released a record with Pharrell and just flopped. It didn't do like how T.I.'s been dominating with Pharrell. He tried to do a song with Pharrell. His shit flopped. Nobody gave a fuck. And yeah, that's my take on it. Shout out to Tony Yayo and Uncle Murda for murking him. Also, be on the lookout for my Rick Ross versus Rick Ross documentary coming very soon. I'm going to go over the whole history of how this whole situation happened. of a rapper stealing a drug dealer's identity. I don't have the full title for it, but it is going to be Rick Ross versus Rick Ross. Continuing on, Cardi B decides to take Tasha K back to court. This is interesting. A few years ago, Cardi B and Tasha K reached a $4 million settlement. This was all part of a bitter defamation battle that ended with the latter filing for bankruptcy. Subsequently, the settlement had to be renegotiated, with both sides settling on $1.2 million as a key figure. For months, Tasha K has been paying off her debt to the artist. Furthermore, she has been subjected to what is being described as a non-disparagement clause. Simply put, Tasha K is not allowed to talk about Cardi B or any of the people in her social circle. This includes people like Offset, Stefan Diggs, her sister, and many more. However, according to TMZ, Cardi and her lawyer, Lisa Moore, are now taking action against Tasha K. Why? They feel as though the gossip blogger has violated the non-disparagement clause by publicly commenting on Offset's alleged gambling problem. Wow. First of all, I had no idea she couldn't speak on Cardi B at all, so that's fucking hilarious. Cardi B is now looking to take the gossip blogger to court, where she plans to convince the judge that Tasha K is in violation of her non-disparagement clause. The hope is that the judge will rule in her favor and subsequently implement monetary penalties and sanctions on Tasha K. Moreover, Cardi is hoping that Tasha K will pay back her legal fees. Overall, this is a very messy situation, and the feud has been going on for years. Whether or not this latest gambit is going to work out in Cardi's favor still very much remains to be seen. Interesting. Cardi B scores another victory against Tasha K in court. Earlier this week, Cardi found herself in a legal battle with Tasha K. As a result of violation, she was seeking financial sanctions and lawyers' fees. According to exclusive from All Hip Hop, Cardi B got exactly what she wanted, with the judge ruling in her favor on Wednesday, May 6th. That is hilarious. As part of the report, Tasha K must pay attorney fees. Furthermore, she must take down any video she has made pertaining to Offset's situation. It is being said that Cardi B's lawyer, Lisa Moore, is hoping for the court to award the rest of the initial $3.9 million following the latest violation. However, it is currently unclear whether or not that will be the case. At the very least, the content takedown and attorney's fees are a strong warning to steer clear of Cardi in the future. Yeah, man, just keep Cardi's name out your mouth. Cardi, GOAT. Shout out to her, man. I'm glad that she took legal action against like somebody spreading misinformation. More entertainers should do that, because there needs to be better integrity and accuracy in the reports that they're doing. None of this bullshit, rumors and defamation, all this stuff. Continuing on, Iggy Azalea, and this is something that I actually invested in and won a little bit of money, but I can see this happening to a lot of people. So Iggy Azalea is reportedly sued in a class action crypto scam lawsuit. So the crypto era was one to behold, a real example of a get-rich-quick scheme collapsing in real time in front of the world. Unfortunately, celebrities were among the first to get duped into allowing their images to be used for a quick bag. Lawsuits began mounting as a result, and the latest star to find themselves in the crosshairs of a class action is none other than Iggy Azalea. According to All Hip Hop, the fancy rapper is being sued for allegedly misleading investors about her mother coin. At the core of the lawsuit are claims that promises of the features marketed as a part of the meme coin weren't entirely truthful. The false advertising plaintiff, Christopher Smith, claims essentially duped investors into buying the coin, which reportedly surged to 200 million in market cap. However, the report claims that the coin has reportedly collapsed to roughly a $1 million market cap, a 99.5% collapse of value. Mother's market appeal was not based on technology, a white paper, or decentralized governance. Rather, it was based on Azalea's personal celebrity, image, and brand. Every promotional act reinforced the message that Mother was authenticated by and inseparable from Iggy Azalea herself, reads the complaint. The lawsuit adds that the coin's price also included the market assessment of the represented utility, integrations, and institutional support. It argues that the price collapsed because the features that added value to the coin never materialized or were never delivered. For purchasers, the primary harm was overpayment. They paid more for Mother than they otherwise would have paid, absent Azalea's utility, integration, and market support representations. The lawsuit reads. Demanded damage. It's unclear how much is being asked in the class action lawsuit, but the report says that the complaint demands relief and damages for the investors. Iggy has yet to publicly react or respond. We'll keep you posted. So, yeah, basically, I remember this because I was invested in the coin for a little bit and only made like $200 maybe, if that, on it. Yeah, there was that meme coin era where it was in the summer of 2024. I got involved in it. Like I said, I made a couple hundred here and there. I basically, when you look at it overall, I broke even. Somebody hacked into my account, stole $700 from me. So I basically broke even. I didn't end up like richer or poorer in the whole situation. But basically, Jason Derulo, Iggy Azalea, Andrew Tate, every celebrity that you can think of almost started a meme coin. Lil Reese scammed people like 3-4 times. Mr. Poopy Butthole is his name that I call him because he shit his pants when he got beat up because he just scams people. Like, and I reported on this a while ago. Like all these celebrities, man. Iggy, here's the thing though. I invested in Iggy's coin and I got out, thankfully, without losing a lot of money. Actually profiting 200, but like I said, breaking even on everything. But I got out of her coin because she was over promising. I noticed that like her coin, she was planning on using it as like its own, thing for like market online and all this stuff she was presenting with this casino you can use it at and all this other stuff. And had that gone through and had that actually been something that coin would have been utilized for, then yeah, it would have been worth its value. But like I said, just right on cue, 99% of the time, it's a scam. People they overpromise and underdeliver. And I knew with that announcement stuff, the price went up and I sold at that time because I was like, there's no way she's going to fulfill this. Just no way. So yeah, I don't know how much money she made, probably made an astronomical amount of money, but she's going to get lawsuits left and right. And a lot of these celebrities are, and as they should, because, well, I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it's like, hey, the guy's just a moron. The people that are investing are just dumb. Sometimes it's like you can't get rich quick unless you're a celebrity already and you got the power to be able to influence people to invest. That's about it. That's how Iggy has probably got a lot of money out of this coin because she is the celebrity. She's the one holding the coin. But getting rich quick is a rare anomaly. It's like it happens in 1 in 100 million people that invest in these cryptos or anything and walk out with a lot of money. So that's my take on it. We'll see what happens moving forward, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot more lawsuits coming in the future. New music, let's get into it. Chris Brown dropped his Brown album, super long album, and based off the reception, a lot of people aren't liking it, but check it out. T.I. Mr. Him, which is the third single off his upcoming album. Black and Young Thug, Ashen the Blunt, Action Bronson, Planet Frog, his album. Key Glock, Go. Tiana Taylor and Wale, Bed of Roses. French Montana, Max B and Rick Ross, Smoking, Hot Boy, and Lil Baby, Alicia. I got to check that out because Hot Boy and Lil Baby, last time the collab was fire. Album sales, let's get into it. This is interesting on this time because you're going to see why. Noah Khan, The Great Divide is number 1 with 162,000. Number 2 is Ella Langley, Dandelion at 103,000. Number 3, Debut is Casey Musgraves, Middle of Nowhere, 100,000. Number 4 is Morgan Wallen, I'm the Problem at 82,000. And number 5 is Michael Jackson, Thriller with almost 60,000 records sold. This is an album that came out over 40 years ago. Round of applause, man. Michael Jackson is something else, man. I don't think we're ever going to see something like this ever in our lifetime again. So number 5, 59,000 sold. Number 6, BTS, Airy Ring, 53,000 sold. Another Michael Jackson at number 7 with the number 1's album, which is the Greatest Hits album, with 47,000 sold. Number 8 is Olivia Dean, The Art of Loving, with 41,000 sold. Number 9 is Morgan Wallen, One Thing at a Time, with 39,000 sold. Number 10 is Justin Bieber, Swag, with 36,000 sold. Going down the list, Isaiah Rashad debuted at number 18 with It's Been Awful with 28,000 sold. Drake, Take Care, number 25 with 26,000 sold. Drake, Views at number 34 with 21,000 sold. Going down the list, I think that's it. Kanye West, Graduation, number 47 with 17,000 sold. Drake, Scorpion, number 49 with 17,000 sold. And Drake, Certified Lover Boy, number 50 with 17,000 sold. So a lot of people have Drake fever because of the ICEMAN album dropping, which I can't wait to hear that. And I'm probably going to give my review of it immediately. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So Billboard Hot 100, choosing Texas back at the number 1 spot. Ella Langley, I Just Might, Bruno Mars, number 2. Man I Need, Olivia Dean, number 3. Drop Dead, Olivia Rodrigo, number 4. So that went from number 1 to number 4. Interesting. Be Her, Ella Langley, number 5. So Easy, Olivia Dean, number 6. I Can't Love You Anymore, Ella Langley and Morgan Wallen, number 7. Debut. Number 8, Ordinary, Alex Warren. Number 9, Doors, Noah Khan. And number 10, Folded, Kalani. Let's go down this list. Let's see if there's any hip hop on this bitch. Did Billboard like change it just to show the 20 songs? That's it? Yeah, it's only showing the 20 records. It's not showing anything more than that. I don't know if this is a glitch on Billboard's website or something, but it's literally not showing anything more than the 20 records. I have no idea why it's doing that. Might be a website issue, but yeah, those are the 20, and we'll see. I guess next episode if it stays like that or if it still shows those issues. But yeah, that's it for today's episode of the Diverse Mentality Podcast. As always, appreciate you guys. On the next episode, either I rank Michael Jackson's albums or we talk about ICEMAN. I'm pretty sure it's going to be the ICEMAN route because there's probably going to be a lot of stuff about it. But I apologize again for not being on time with the podcast episode. Try to make sure that never happens again, but who knows, man? Life can kind of sometimes get in the way and just is what it is. But yeah, that's it for today's episode. Spotify, Deezer, podcast, YouTube, all that. Have an amazing night and day whenever you listen to this, and peace.